I don't know if I have to do it from.
Yeah, she has.
No, it says it's broadcasting. So
On the station, so the music stopped playing though.
yeah, but I have the mic on mute. I'm on the station and it's not showing anything.
Do you see the video on the station?
Yeah, but it's only showing me. It's showing video from my camera. See, that's the thing. I don't know if with the stream live, if you need to be live on Virtual DJ as well.
Okay.
To do the video.
That's the old video. Whatever that is. What I'm showing is an old video.
Oh. I'm going to have to get out of Virtual DJ and get back in because now I can't get my, like it's just showing my camera and I don't know how to close it. Okay. Yeah, because when I do video, it tries to just do the video from my laptop. It's not connecting to
so
it's not connecting this. You need to do it.
To my Virtual DJ?
Yeah.
Okay, it's activated.
Okay.
But it's only showing me.
It's only showing you on the Virtual DJ?
Yeah.
Is it like from your camera or is it the stream?
No, from my camera.
Yeah, see, that's what it did to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you're logged into the radio station stream one,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, Club One Nation, yes.
And when you go into the settings, it shows Virtual DJ as where to stream to.
Hold on 1 second. I don't even see that. Oh, hold on. It says share settings. I don't even see that option.
And Brandy's trying to work it on her side?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think you have to be on virtual DJ and you need to go live. But the question is, can we both go live at the same time? I don't know that.
Okay. She says she sees both of us on YouTube. I
She
guess
said what?
that's all that matters. If she see both of us on YouTube, then that's fine. Somebody's viewing. So I ain't gonna worry about it. If she says she,
And YouTube is where it pulls from the station. So it should be able to come up on the station. So
yeah,
it's just YouTube. They can't hear the music, right? I don't know. I don't know how it all works. I'm not sure.
well, they would have to push play on the radio station regardless.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how they could hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I ain't worried about it. We good then. She says she has both of us live on the station, which is a good thing.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll just be ready. There we go. I see us. I see us on there.
Oh, on the station?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yep.
Cool. I don't.
She said the volume is good. I just went back in. She said the volume is good. Great.
Okay, perfect.
We're good. We got that follow-up letter today.
Yeah, we have the regular letter, then we have the follow-up letter, and then we have the letter for next week. So we have a packed show today.
Packed show.
Yep.
I got to get out the suitcases.
They're not too dramatic, I don't think, really.
Right.
Kind of. I'm logging into the radio station.
Get you one of these banners.
I know. Does it look really bad? Do I look bad?
Nah.
Okay. I need one.
That's why I had it made, just for this.
I know. You were prepared. I'm
Right.
slacking. I'm a slacker.
It's all good.
Yeah, I gotta put that way. All right. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm ready. So. I can't see us on the station though.
I see us.
That's good. Because when I press the play, it just takes me to the main, like the main, wait, it might be doing something different right now.
Oh, well, I see us both and I hear us both talking now.
Okay. That's all that matters. If you could see it, then I'm sure we're good.
We're on there.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right. Yay! Yay! I just have to remember to mute this when I'm playing the music.
Mute what? Us?
Yeah. Although I don't think that matters. I don't think it might pick up the background in when I'm playing the music. I'm not sure. I'll just mute. I mean, I have my mic. I'll mute the mic, but
well, we'll try it out the first time, and if we get us talking, we'll just.
Yeah. Okay, a couple more minutes and then I'll start the song. I don't want to be.
We are in business.
Yeah. Yippee! Finally!
she's in the chat. Brandon's in the chat. Let me see. Private chat.
Who's in the chat?
Let's see. Live viewer comment stream. Okay. Hello.
I can't read those tiny little letters.
Hello. Hey, what's up? Been to do my show? It's okay. Hello. Yeah, his daughter is wanting to be a part of your. So you think you want a career in athletics? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I saw him at church. Yeah, so that's what it is. She wants to be a part. She's getting ready to graduate, so she wants a career in athletics. So, yes.
I'm gonna run and get a water real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh yeah. We visual today, so if you can tune in, tune in. I will. Okay. All right. Bye bye.
All right. What time is it? One more minute and we'll start the music. It's just the way you make me feel. It's just the way you make me feel.
Ben's Tech, good morning.
Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome to Club One Nation Radio. You are tuned in to 100% Real Talk with Amy and Bobby, and I'm Amy, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Bobby Baker.
Good morning. Good morning. We have arrived visually.
We are visually here, so now they can look at. But Bobby looks so professional with his banner and
well, you have
flagger.
You have to show up and you have to show out. So I have been preparing for this day for a long time. Even before we went into existence, I was prepared with the banner and all this kind of stuff. So we are excited. We were away last week because of some technical issues, but we are back. And we are back by popular demand. We thank you for tuning in this morning. If you see us, please say hello, wave, and say put it in the chat. Say you see us. Make sure you push the play button on the video and you push play button on the radio station so that you can see us and hear us. So good morning.
Good morning. Yay, we're visual. Bobby's a professional. I'm the slacker. I'll admit I'm the slacker. So I got to get my banner. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this letter. So this letter for this week, we probably don't remember. We had alluded to it, but we were not around last week because of technical difficulties. But let me read it. So, dear 100% Real Talk, my parents think I am irresponsible. I'm 24 years old. I have a stable job. It may not pay the best, but it is enough to cover my rent and monthly bills without my parents' help. Key there. How is this irresponsible? They constantly make comments about me wasting my money on rent and how I should own my own house by now. Again, I'm 24 years old. I'm not a partier, so that's not why they think I am irresponsible. I got my associate's degree from our local college, but do not plan on furthering my degree at this time. They have an issue with that as well. I say, if you aren't paying my bills, you can't fault me for the way I choose to live. What are your thoughts? So that's our letter.
Oh, wow. That's a lot to unpack. Wait. Where are the suitcases? Okay, I got the suitcases back there. So I'm assuming that we're gonna, like always. Good morning, D
Yeah.
Class. Good morning, Miss Pearson. Everybody that's on this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Club One Nation Radio, 100% Real Talk. We are live and visual this morning. So I guess we're gonna go to a song.
Yes.
And we'll come back and dive into this letter this morning.
Right. That'll give you some time to open up the suitcases, kind of rearrange a little, unpack.
Yes. Right.
All righty. We'll go to this song and we'll be back with our thoughts on this letter.
We'll be back.
Okay, and so we're back, and we have this letter from a 24-year-old. And she said that her parents say that she's irresponsible. She pays her own rent. She doesn't live at home. She pays her own rent. She pays her own bills. She has a job. She has a degree. She doesn't ask her parents for money at all. And they think she's irresponsible because she doesn't own her own home yet. She's 24 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this, Mr. Bobby?
Well, I think that as parents, you ought to be proud where your child is at this level. At 24 years old and
Right,
already pretty much have their life established, I think you should be
right,
proud of it. And I don't think you should be harping or beating up on this child because of what she or he wants to do. I mean, he makes his own money, or she makes, is a female or male?
Um, I am or it doesn't say. It just says I'm
Okay, okay,
24, so it doesn't
okay.
say. Yeah,
Oh, well, regardless, it doesn't matter whether it's a male or female. The fact
right,
that he or she has her life together at this point, at 24 years old, making
right,
their own money, making their own choices in college, that's a lot. That is a
yeah,
lot. So why are you being so mean to, I should say, I shouldn't say mean, but why aren't you excited and motivating your child to do more and push them to
right,
do more? I mean, it
right,
sounds like he or she already has it together, so why not?
right, right. No, I agree. 24 years old. I don't think I was thinking about owning a house at 24 years old.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no. And it seems like that's what their main problem is that they're talking about, oh, you're throwing away your money on rent. You should own your own home. Okay. I understand that to an extent because sometimes mortgages are actually cheaper than rent. Here they just said that the cost of living, like our rent I always thought the cost of living here was normal or lower, but they say that actually the average cost of an apartment or a rental is $1,600.
that is crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, she probably, or he, she, this individual probably would spend their money better on a home. But at the same time, the prices of houses are going up right now, too.
Right. I mean, but
And so,
you can get a decent house for $1,600 a month. Uh,
right, right,
yeah, that's not hard. That's not far fetched. I mean, depending on where you are. I mean, I know here in Louisiana, $1,600 will get you at least a 21, 2,000 square foot, 2,100 square foot home.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, on the flip side, calling her irresponsible, I mean, she lives on her, or this individual lives on their own, pays their own rent, pays
Right.
their own bills, has a job, isn't a partier. Even if they were a partier, who cares? As long as they're still taking care of their business, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So calling them irresponsible, yeah, that's not cool. They need to back off. And like you said, be proud of what they are accomplishing or have accomplished. And yes, we want our kids to be great. We want to push them, but this kind of isn't the way of doing it. It's annoying her
Yes.
or them, her. Yeah, it doesn't say
Yeah.
male or female. I just keep saying her, but
Yeah.
um,
Big D Clack says maybe it's not the things accomplished, but the overall mentality. Yeah, but I mean, even still, even if the mentality was not in the right place, you can't, the eye test doesn't lie. The eyes don't lie. So this child is doing what a child is supposed to do at a young age. I mean, you have people in their 30s and 40s hadn't still gotten it together yet. Still
right,
partying, still hadn't gotten their finance together.
right, exactly.
This child has gotten a job, got his own place, got her own place, and going to college. So I mean, what is I don't get it.
Right, right.
As a parent, what are you upset about? I really don't.
And maybe that's a part of it too, because she has her, or they have their associate's degree, and they don't feel like they want to further their degree right now. But at
Right.
24, that's okay. You're still working. You're still doing what you need to do. I wouldn't even doubt if they don't decide to change their mind and choose a whole other career path at this point.
Right.
So maybe that's why they don't want to further their schooling right now. But at least they have a degree already.
Right.
You
And
know, me on
that's a big thing because a lot of times we as adults, just like me, for instance, I went to college out of high school, and I went to a junior college here in Louisiana, Bossier Parish Community College. And so when my scholarship advisor got me a job at the local TV station, I stopped going because I'm like, oh, I'm working, I'm making good money, you know, and come to find out once you get an apartment and the car note and insurance, it ain't no money. So,
Right.
but at least this person is making a way and making a life for himself, because you have to understand, as your responsibility as a parent is to teach your child, instill values in your child, and hope that when they leave the nest, that they can do exactly what you wanted them to do, even if there's not what you want them to do. At least they take something from their upbringing from your household. So if
Right.
they've done everything they were supposed to do as parents, and this child is going out and putting that plan into action, what is the problem?
Right, right. And so Lil Delight in the chat says owning a house also costs money to upkeep and maintain. We all want our kids to succeed, but within their own comfort level. And I agree with that. And yes, owning a house, shoot, something breaks in my house, I have to fix it. I have to turn the air conditioner over in the summer and in the winter. I
Right.
have to do anything happens to my house, my fence, the wind was bad last week. My fence kind of fell in an area. I had to fix that stuff. We don't have a landlord coming to do that. So renting sometimes is easier to an extent because there's somebody else that's going to take care of all that stuff. You don't have to do it yourself.
Let me say this. I was 29 when I bought my first home,
Uh-huh.
and I was already married, had
But you were married. That's the thing.
yeah,
You were married and you had a family. That's
yeah. I
different.
mean, I was still in my 20s though. Like at 24, I
Yeah.
found out my son was coming, and I'm like, okay, what am I to do? I mean, I made it work, and it worked for the period of time that it worked. But they also have home warranty companies that take care of issues. So if you have issues in your home, appliances break, or anything that requires you to spend some money, they have home warranty uh, contracts out there that you can get. So that way it'll ease the pain off your pocket, and you just pay the deductible. They'll fix it or replace it, one of the two. So
Mhm.
it's not far fetched to own a home, and you're younger. It's just the mentality, like D Clark said. Is the if the mentality is okay, then to me as a parent, I'd be super proud.
Right.
I'd be super proud of my child having a job, making his own money, making her own money, having
Right.
the skills and the right state of mind to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm not going to party. I'm not going to do all the things that you do in your 20s. You make all those mistakes, and you're trying to fix your life in your 30s, and then you're well into your career in your 40s, and so on. So
Right.
the fact that child is taking that initiative right now, I don't have any problem with it. And shame on the parents if
Right.
you're trying to tell your child what to do when you taught them to do the things that they're doing.
Right, exactly. They're doing exactly what they need to be doing. And I wonder if this person has siblings and if they're the same with the siblings, if it's kind of like this one is the oldest and they expect more of this one. Because I know some parents have different expectations for their kids depending on I only have the one. So I don't
Right.
know if it's really true, but I know like me, I'm the oldest out of my siblings and I feel like I have to be more responsible and I'm kind of like the second parent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right. I'm one of three. Well, four. I have a older brother. I have an older sister, then me, and then my younger sister. And I
Mhm,
think we all complement each other well. And I think our parents are proud of us at every level that we are. I mean, my sister's a professional. She does great things down in New Orleans. Um, I do well with what I do. My sister does well in the medical field and what she does. My brother just retired in the military, and he's a real estate agent in the Dallas area. So, I mean, we're all doing well. So, regardless of and my kids, I have an older daughter. I have a daughter, a son, and a younger daughter. So my son is in the middle, just like me, and
mhm,
I'm proud of all of them. Now, my daughter's not where she needs to be at 24, but I don't expect her to be because she's trying to still figure it out. My son is
mhm.
in college. He's in his third year in college, and he's doing where he just started working. And of course, my younger daughter, she graduates next year. So, you just have to
Right.
be, you have to, as a parent, you have to meet them where they are in life.
Right. And so
No,
that's funny. So your older daughter is 24
yes,
and you said you're proud of her and but she's still trying to figure stuff out. And so I agree with that. I agree with that. This
yes.
individual that wrote to us is the same age as your older daughter. And so it's like, how do you consider this person being irresponsible? It makes no sense to
Yeah,
me. And
yeah.
you know,
That's
my
that's
son's
a great point.
22
Right.
and he has a job, but he still lives at home. He talks about moving out all the time, and I squash it. I don't want him to. I'm that parent that's like, no, my baby's gonna stay with me forever. I don't want him to move out.
Right, right. I mean that's that protective instinct as a parent. You don't want
Yeah,
your kids to go out there and be a part of the world and deal with all the things that we deal with as parents. But I mean they are the next generation and they have to carry the torch and they have to
right.
get out there and get their feet wet and realize what kind of world we live in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think when my son moves out, I'm gonna be the one that's a wreck.
We'll just put you in the
Yeah,
attic
the
and
house full of cats.
yeah, we'll put you in
Dogs.
the attic and go back to the attic and just let's go up there and have your moment. We'll Amy, we'll bring the stuff to you whatever you need.
Bobby's sending me to the attic. I'm a good
Yeah.
girl and I'm out of the attic right now. So
Okay,
I'm trying to stay good.
that's good. That's good. So, what do you guys think in the chat? I think it stopped moving a little bit. What do you
Yeah, it
guys
did.
think about this situation about this child and these parents saying that this child is irresponsible? I don't see irresponsibility at all.
Me neither.
I see a responsible child that knows what she or he wants, that is
Right.
putting their plan into action and going out and executing. That's what I see.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what I
me
see.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. I would be if this was my child, I'd be very proud of them and what they've accomplished already and what they're doing, you know?
And the thing is, we have to understand as parents that no matter where our children go, whatever lane that they travel down or highway that they travel down, we have to support them regardless of what it is because children can't do what we want them to do.
Right.
We can guide
They
them
have
and
to
say,
live
hey,
their own life.
they
Yeah.
have to live there, and you have to be okay with that.
Right.
If you wanted your son to be a lawyer or a doctor, and he turns out to be a supervisor at a paper mill, you have to be supportive of that because if
Right.
that's something that he wants to do or she wants to do, then that's living their life for their purpose that they set out to be.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Although I thought my son would be an awesome lawyer because he loves to argue. So
right. I got
so Queen Bee said in the chat, be glad he has a place of his own. I agreed. I mean, I'm just reading this letter and the things that they've got going on in their life. And it's I think it's disappointing that they feel that they have to reach out. Like, what are your thoughts? Because my parents think that I'm being irresponsible. How is what I'm doing, which is I pay my own rent, I pay my own bills, my parents don't give me money, I have a job, I have a degree, how is that irresponsible? And I think, you know, all of us here in the chat, you and I agree that I would be proud of this person if they were my child. I
yes.
don't think they're
Declared,
irresponsible at all. And
yeah.
as far as owning a home, I mean, that happens when it happens.
Right, right. I mean, yeah, life comes at you in stages, and you have to play the cards that you're dealt with at the time. And
Right.
so I'm looking at D. Clack says, I don't know. I still think at 24 a person can still be irresponsible. That is true, but
Well, yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
everybody's case though. Everybody at 24 is not as immature as you think. I mean, I was 24 and had a son on the way, but I wasn't immature.
Right.
Of course, I didn't party and I didn't club and do none of that other stuff that you
Right.
do in your 20s. I was
Right.
very mature for my age.
Right.
And so when I made the decision to say, okay, let's see what happens, I wanted to be around my child. We moved in together. We got married in 2002, and everything was great. So yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of 24-year-olds that are irresponsible, but you have a lot of 24-year-olds in this case, in this letter, that are not irresponsible.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I'll admit it, at 24, to an extent, I think I was irresponsible. It was prior to my son. I had my son when I was 25, and I lived on my own. I had been in the military.
Yes.
Um I actually lived out of state, so I wasn't even around my family. And but I was a partier. I partied Monday through Sunday. I would come home from the clubs at 4 o'clock in the morning, sleep a couple hours, get up and go to work. And so to an extent, I'm like, yeah, that was probably irresponsible, but I was still paying my bills. I was still working. I was still living on my own. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So little Delight said it also depends on the family status and what is expected. That is also true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we as parents, we expect a lot from our kids. And a lot of times, now that could be a gift and a curse. Because a lot of times if you expect your child to be a certain, let's say a doctor or a lawyer or whatever they want to be, if you expect that from them and they're not expecting it from them, you'll do more harm than good, because you'll push that child into doing something way off the graph that you never anticipated. So you have to be careful about putting stipulations on what you want your child to do, as opposed to letting them do what they want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that with my son. I think I'm pretty lenient. I mean, we have our moments when I'm probably overbearing and I give too much feedback of what I think he should and should not do. But we've gotten to the point where he comes to me all the time. Mom, I was thinking of doing this. What do you think? And sometimes we argue about it because I'll say, I don't think it's a good idea. And this is the reason why. And he will argue, Mr. Lawyer mentality will argue with me about his point, and then we end the conversation. But then he'll come back later and be like, well, I thought about what you said, and you're right. It's probably a good idea to wait. And so it's nice when when you're like that with your kids, because you know that they're going to come to you for everything, good and bad. And you're able to have that open communication, and that's important. That's important. And sadly, I don't know if this individual feels that from her parents or their parents. That's sad, but
Gotcha.
I don't know.
This is beyond me. I want the parents to come on so we can talk about this more.
Right. Yeah, because Declex did say in the chat, he said that person only stated what they have done, not the reason the parents used the term irresponsible. And I kind of think they did, because this individual says that the parents are pushing for them to buy a house instead of spend their money on rent. And that's one of the reasons that they're saying that they are irresponsible. Now, I agree. What are there other reasons that this individual is not telling us things that they've done that their parents are thinking that they're irresponsible? Still, what they are stating that they have done, they're not a partier. They live on their own. Parents don't support them. That's responsible. That's not irresponsible at all.
Yes.
So I don't know what else they could have done that the parents can claim they're irresponsible. You know what I mean? But like you say, different parents, different cultures have different paths that they think that their children should, and some interfere more than others, and some children are less prone to speak up to their parents and do their own thing and instead do what their parents want them to do. There's a lot of factors into it.
And I think the issue is a lot of parents live vicariously through their kids too.
True.
So whereas I may miss the ball as an NBA player, then I'm gonna push my son to the ground to be in the NBA because that's something that I wanted to do. May not be something that he wants to do.
Right.
And so you have to be really careful. My parents taught us to just be the best that you can be in whatever you want it to be. Because my goal and my job and my what I wanted to do out of high school, I wanted to be an electrical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to go to college and major in music. That's what I was going to do. That was my plan. We had the director of bands from Grambling State University on later last year before the Bayou Classic. and we were supposed to do that together. You know, we graduated together. We were going to go to the band and be in Gremlin band and do what we supposed to do. You know, I was going to probably have be a high school music teacher because that's what my mom did. I mean, she was a music teacher. She taught choir, she taught piano, and that's what I wanted to do. Aside from being an electrical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I got to college, that all changed, and that's how I got into TV. And so I'm still successful because I've been a 25-year network freelancer. So that has taken me a lot farther than I would even imagine. I never thought that I'd do some of the events that I've done. And so you have to let life take its course. And as a parent, you have to support that, whatever that may be. If you want your child to be a professional, it may not work out. And the chances of that are happening are very rare. You have to be great in order to get to that level. Not saying that it can't happen, but you just have to be careful about pushing your child to do something that you want them to do and not what they want.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Well, I don't think we have much more to discuss on this letter myself. I think we all agree that, you know, kudos to this person for being 24 years old and doing what you're doing and being responsible. You're responsible in my eyes.
Very much so. You have to be a contributor to society. I mean, you can't just come here and have your hands out. So you have to do the work. You have to get out here and grind. Adulting is not fun. But if you have somebody, 24-year-olds that has their mind made up that they're going to make it work, then that person is going to be successful regardless.
Right. Yeah. I agree. So anyways, that's our thoughts. So let's go ahead and go to a song. And when we come back from that song, we actually have a follow-up letter, and we'll read that after this song and go from there, see what kind of discussions that sparks.
Will be good. We'll be right back.
We'll be back. Okay, and so we're back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read the initial letter first, the letter that we got from this individual, and then I'll read the reply letter. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So the initial letter was, Dear 100% Real Talk, I need some advice on how to talk to my husband about his most recent comments about my looks. We have been married for just over 2 years, and we just welcomed a baby boy in June of last year. Before I got pregnant, I had breast augmentation to go from flat as a board to a nice handful. During pregnancy, they took on a life of their own, but after our son was born, they lost some of that extra size. Recently, my husband has been making comments about how he misses having a handful, and maybe I should look into going under the knife again and maybe getting a tummy tuck as well. It hurts my feelings and makes me think he doesn't consider me attractive anymore. How do I approach this? So that was the initial letter.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for this.
Okay. Dear 100% Real Talk, I am in my 30s. Oh, wait, that's our letter for next week. My bad. I got mixed up there. Okay. So the reply letter is my bad. Hello, 100% Real Talk. I am the woman that wrote in about my husband making comments about my appearance after having my son.
Mhm.
My husband was the one that suggested I get another breast augmentation as well as a tummy tuck. The update is my husband and I are going to counseling, and I was able to express how his comments made me feel. In the process, Amy was right. It turns out I had postpartum depression. My husband has been very receptive to the process, and things are going good with our relationship and my depression. Thank you for reading my letter and for the feedback. So
See, that's
they're
what we do.
working through it.
That's what we do here at 100% Real Talk. 100% Real Talk, 100% Real Solutions. That's what we like to hear. I am glad that they are going in the route of getting some counseling, because I mean, you got to understand from a male's point of view, and when you spew those kind of words and those kind of demands on your spouse, just because you think she should look a certain way without knowing all of the things that she bears on her shoulders every day,
Right.
you have to be real careful about, because you can hurt some feelings, and it can lead to some real dark moments in that person's life. So you got to remember, although she's your wife, she still has feelings, and she's a human at the end of the day.
Right.
And everybody's made in the image of God, and everybody's not made the same. And all this Hollywood look and all of this stuff that we see on TV and the internet and social media, I mean, a lot of it is not realistic, and you have to be with yourself. And I'll tell you, I always use me. I don't like the bags under my eyes, but you can't tell me I don't look good. I'm just saying, I mean, you have to be 100% real, and you have to be 100% comfortable with yourself. Right. Because if you're not comfortable with you, somebody else won't be comfortable with you either. And they'll be able to come into your space and tell you that, and it just shoot your confidence down. You gotta be you gotta be better.
Right. And I think when we initially had this letter, we talked about how when you are pregnant and you have a child, your body changes in so many ways. And sometimes it goes back and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you're left with stuff for the rest of your life. Like, it's just pregnancy changes you, period. And like she said in the letter, we had said it during that show that, maybe she had postpartum depression, which it shows that she did. And so maybe, I mean, she said that she was hurt by the comments that he was making. I mean, I would have been hurt too. If he would have said, you might want to have another breast augmentation. Oh, and maybe get a tummy tuck while you're at it. Oh, I would have slapped somebody. I would have slapped somebody right then and there.
You know what she should have said to him? Well, maybe I think you should have a baby and try lifting these burdens and wearing the stuff that I have to wear every day, and then get back with me. That's
right, exactly.
You cannot do that. Women go through so much with their bodies, more than we do. as men, and you gotta be understanding of that. I mean, did you marry her for the looks, or did
Right.
you marry her because you loved her? I mean, and
You're
you gotta
right.
understand it. I mean, it's just not right. And I'm glad that they're getting the help. I'm glad that they're going to the count. I'm glad he's receptive to it,
Right.
because that makes a big difference.
Right. Right. And I think maybe she was probably having had the postpartum depression. She probably, maybe he joked, although still, again, he should never say something like that. No man, all these men out here listening, don't ever tell your woman that she needs a breast augmentation or a tummy tuck or any plastic surgery in any way. If she brings it up and it's something that she wants to do, then yes, you can be supportive, but don't tell her that you think that she should get this stuff done. No.
Even if you're thinking it, stay neutral.
Don't
that could
say
be
it to her.
That could be a test. Like, let me see what he's gonna say. If I say, "Hey, I want to get this. I want to get this. I want to get this."
Right.
And if you go off, so you know what? I agree. I was gonna say it, but I didn't want you to know. Be careful. Be careful, because the trap is already set. And you walk into it,
Right.
you'll be right into Club One Nation Radio, 100% real talk, asking for advice. We'll gladly accept it and talk about it on this show.
Exactly. But she was probably too, ultra sensitive, and maybe he was just making jokes and he wasn't serious about, hey, you need a tummy tuck, maybe she took the context of his comment. But I mean, the fact that they're going to counseling, that's good. He's being receptive to it.
Yes.
She's getting the help that she needs, which is awesome as well. And she says that the depression, it's helping with the depression. So that's awesome. And, power to them. Then keep going to therapy or counseling or whatever you need to do to make things better.
Yeah. The most important thing too is, even after therapy session and after counseling's over, you have to make her feel special in your own way.
Right.
And that's not hard to do. Women like small things. They like the big things, but it's the small things that make them tick. And you have to make her feel like she's the only woman in the world. You have to make her feel that way. And oftentimes we lose sight of that. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'm sure other men in this chat are sometimes guilty of it, but you have to make that woman feel like she's the only one in the world.
Right. And sometimes she just wants a little attention, and that can get you a long way.
Right. We can go back into some letters with that comment. that's that makeup sex. That okay. Yeah, so
right.
I am glad. We're getting some great follow-up letters. And please, in the chat, everybody, if you have something you want to discuss, email us. And I know that's toward the end of the show, but we can plug it right here. general@club1nationradio.com. That's general club, the number one nationradio.com. Email us your letters, and we will definitely bring them up on this show and talk about it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So Kiki, which I know is your sister.
That's my sister. Hey,
that's
sister.
Your sister. Hi, sister. Welcome. Thank you for being here. But she says, I think supporting one another in the relationship should be mutual, and everything should be mutual. Mutual respect, mutual support. Everything should be mutual. A relationship isn't one-sided where somebody gives more than the other. If it's going to work, it's all mutual.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's a great comment. We talk about this, me and my sister, we talk about it all the time. Because if you're in a relationship, marriage, anything that's compatible with somebody else, and if it's one-sided, if you're expecting that person to do everything, it will never work.
Right.
Because you're not giving yourself fully to that person. If that other person is giving himself or herself fully to the other person, and it's one-sided,
right,
it's not going to go anywhere.
Right. And I just actually recently had this conversation, and if you get into a relationship and you're not completely happy with how things are, even at the beginning, but you go in with the mentality of, oh, maybe they'll change. No. You got to go in eyes wide open And if you're unhappy about something that this person does or doesn't do with the mentality that maybe they'll change, it's just going to cause more problems, because that's not going to happen. You got into the relationship with them as they were. Why do you think they're going to change?
Well, you as a person have to be accountable for you.
Right.
Because a lot of times people get into relationships hoping that you can change a person. You cannot change a person. That person has to be willing to enough in himself or herself to be able to want to change.
Right.
For the better. And
Right.
I get it. A lot of times in relationships, you grow apart and it just doesn't work.
Right.
Doesn't mean that you don't love the person or that you don't care for the person. Sometimes things just don't work.
Right.
But the thing is, if you walk away from something knowing that you held yourself accountable in the process and you feel good about it, then there's nothing to be worried about. But if that other person in that relationship or marriage or whatever the case may be, if that other person doesn't hold their self accountable and they're always pointing fingers and blaming somebody for the downfalls, then that's a problem.
Right.
We all have to be accountable for us. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's better in the relationship than the other person. Relationships take work, and you have to be willing to not only compromise, you also have to be willing to say, you know what? Look in the mirror. I was wrong. I'm sorry. How can we fix this? How can we move forward? If you don't do that, it won't work.
Right. I agree. Relationships are hard. They take a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, they do. I mean, but if you do the work, it's simple.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is true. That is true.
If you're committed to doing the work, it's simple.
Right.
You have to first have the conversation, sit down and have the conversation and say, hey, these are my issues. And it shouldn't be and we're going, I think, way off.
We're going completely off, but I think it's a good conversation anyway. So
but here's the deal. You have to be completely open and open-minded to what the other person has to say. Because if you're looking for little bullet points to trump somebody on, you're not listening to what they're saying. You're listening to respond. Right. And so you have to be able to say, wife or husband, or we'll just say Bobby, Amy, this is the issues that I'm having. This is what I want to fix. How can we do this and be effective in doing this? And and then you say, Amy or Bobby, this is the issues that I'm having with you. You know, I would like that you do this more, do that more, and then you work toward it.
Right.
You work toward making that relationship, and it's easy if you want to do the work. The only reason why it doesn't work and it won't be, and it's not easy, if you don't want to do the work.
Right. Agreed. But, like we're always saying, you need to have a conversation. You need to be open, have conversations with people that you're having issues with, or if you feel some kind of way, be open about it. But in a relationship, when if I came to you, Bobby, I'm having issues with this, I'm taking that initial, okay, I'm feeling some kind of way. We need to have a conversation. We need to be open. Bobby, okay, like you said, you listen and then you have a back and forth conversation. A lot of times what takes place, though, is that somebody comes to somebody and says, hey, Bobby, I'm having this you said something that kind of hurt my feelings. And this is what you said. And the other person automatically turns off, shuts down, and goes into defense mode instead of, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I said it or you took it that way. That's not what I meant. It's not a conversation. Instead, it turns into a fight because the other person shuts it down and right away, like I said, goes into protective mode and now starts like, oh no, I got to put my walls up. I'm not going to hear, and I'm just going to defend myself.
You have to be, like I said, it goes back to being open. You have to be allowed the space, because as men, and I'm just speaking for us, a lot of times we're not allowed the space to be vulnerable.
Right.
And so you have to be able to listen to him. And you have to be able to listen to her and understand it's coming from a place of love, because I don't want to argue. I don't want to be into it with you. I don't want us to be going separate ways. I want us to be able to talk it out, understand each other.
Right.
That's the key word, understand each other.
Understand each other.
People that are together and try to move as one. So you have to be understanding and open to everything that is, and receptive of the information. And
Mhm.
once you process all the information that your loved one has said and say, okay, this is how we're gonna, and it should never come up again, because here's the
Right.
problem in relationships. And we've said this before on this show. What do you do when the issue is not the issue?
Mhm.
So
Right.
if you don't address the issue, what you'll do is you sweep that under the rug, and then here comes 20 more things under that same rug. And when it's time for you to blow up again, here comes all of that baggage.
All that 20 things come crawling right out. Yep.
And the
Yep.
first thing that went under that rug was the issue.
Right.
And
But
so
it was never addressed.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you have to be. I mean, the relationships can work, marriages
Right.
can work. Anything can work if you're willing to do the work to do to get it
Right.
to the point where you want it to be.
Right. Right.
Because if you love somebody, I mean, these days and time, with everything that we have going on outside of the house, I want to be able to come home and be peaceful in my house.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's your safe place. And the person that you're with that is in the house should be your safe person.
Right,
And you guys come home to each other and you vent about your day, and
right,
you're there for each other. You're each other's support.
right.
Okay, we're totally off. We're
Oh,
off.
yeah,
We're
I mean,
off. But
it was a good conversation. I mean, it needed to be said. I mean,
it is. Yeah.
because I mean, it's again, you have to, as men, we have to be allowed the space to be vulnerable,
Right.
and be okay with the fact that we have feelings and emotions too. Because a lot of
Right.
times males don't think we have them, and we do.
Right.
We
Right.
just have
Right.
to be
Right.
allowed. We just have to be allowed the space to be emotional and not
Right.
judge or say we're less of a man because we're crying or because I
Right.
have feelings. No, we all have feelings.
Right.
We all have them.
Right. No, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Women are just more, I guess their vulnerability is more apparent in women than it is
Oh
in
yes.
men. But
Y'all
yeah,
are emotional creatures. But the two things that coincide and meet right in the middle, women want to be loved, men want to be respected. Those two go hand in hand.
right.
Because if you respect us, we love you.
Hmm.
And vice versa. So we way off
Okay.
base, but I mean it's been a great conversation.
All right.
Thank you, Queen Diva.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and go to a song real quick. And when we come back from the song, we will have our letter for next week.
I
I
have
don't
had
even remember what the letter is, so I'm going to have to
all
look at
right,
it there. But
all that suitcase today. I'm at let's see. Yeah, yeah.
you can pack back up during the song. All right, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Okay, and we are back. And it's funny, during the song, I was reading the letter for next week, and this whole relationship conversation that we just had really kind of goes into what this letter is. I forgot what this letter was since we weren't on last week. So it's going to be a good one.
Here we go.
Here we go. Dear 100% Real Talk, I am in my 30s and in a long distance relationship with my current boyfriend. He was my best friend prior to us starting to date. He
Uh-oh.
even met my ex boyfriend. First problem, okay, there's more than one. First problem, we only see each other every couple of months, and during our time apart, he isn't good at giving me attention and compliments. Did we just all talk about this? This is hard for me as I suffer from anxiety and depression. Second problem number two. I recently got a message from my ex boyfriend's friend who has previously made it clear he wants to sleep with me. The attention was nice. The attention was nice, so I continued the messages because it was nice getting compliments. I never met up with him, but now I feel bad because I feel I somehow cheated on my boyfriend by entertaining another man. And I also feel like I led this other man on just for the attention. Am I self-sabotaging? Sabotaging. That's the letter.
I think you answered your own your own letter. I don't self-sabotage. Yes, I believe, because think about it like this here. What if the guy was doing this?
Yeah.
You know, if he was entertaining an ex or a friend of an ex or whatever, or somebody from the past or anybody for that matter. Just
Right.
think how you feel if that was the case. So
Right.
yeah, you're kind of doing it to yourself. But here it again, the first part of that letter, here it again, here it is back again talking about attention.
Mm-hmm.
Making that person feel special. You have to do it, because what you won't do, somebody else will.
True. It's true, and it happened in this letter, but that's for next week. We'll get into it next week.
We'll bring out the suitcase for that one next week.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's our time. Time's up now for today.
Well, Club One Nation Radio family, real quickly before we get out of here, tell us what you think about the visual, what you like about it, the fact that you can see us. Thank you to, as always, the brainchilds of this organization, or this radio station, I should say, not organization, but DJ Lethal and Queen Bee, Vice President. We have been working hard to get to this point, and I am excited because you get a chance to see us, interact with us, and see what we look like. So I appreciate everybody. Club One Nation Radio working behind the scenes. Amy, of course, we worked countless hours trying to get this product on air the way you see it today. And we still got a long way to go. We're still going to make it better. Hopefully in the future, down the road, we'll be able to bring in guests and have a conversation with guests. So we have a lot of things planned for this radio station. So jump aboard, tell a family member, tell a friend. Club One Nation Radio is here to stay. We're going to be the standard in what internet radio is. And so, again, thank everybody, the VIP members at Club One Nation Radio, everybody that took time out in their day to come and talk to us and see us today. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, everybody. This means a lot to us at this point in time.
Yeah. And of course, everything Bobby says, completely agree. Thank you, everybody. It's been a lot of work, but there's still work to be put into it, and we're ready for it. So thank you for everybody that came and joining in the chat. And it's always, oh,
you know what? We forgot. Happy anniversary to Queen Bee and DJ Lethal.
Yeah, happy anniversary to Queen Bee and DJ Lethal. Yesterday was their anniversary, so we love you guys. Happy anniversary.
I see why he's not answering my phone calls now.
He was maybe a little busy yesterday.
Might have been getting a little attention.
I didn't hear from Queen a lot yesterday myself, so don't feel like you were left out. But anyways, again, if anybody has a letter or anything that they would like to discuss on the radio, please write to us. You can stay anonymous, or if you want, we can also say your name, but you can stay anonymous. I think every single letter we have read on this show to date has been anonymous. So send letters to general at club number one nationradio.com. And again, that's general at club onenationradio.com. And we are here every Wednesday, same time, same place, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. So hope to see you guys again next week. This is going to be a good letter because I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people. So everybody come back with your comments. Be ready to chat.
Yes.
See us, our cute faces. Well, Bobby's cute face and just my craziness. That's all.
Oh, take that from yourself. You just got to work on your background. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I just got to get my background. Exactly.
That's the background. We can't have that.
No. Queen Bee, I need a background. Okay. All right, everybody. We're out of here. Much love. Mwah. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Yes, have a
and
great
see you next week.
Yes. Have a great day.
All right.